All right. Good evening, everyone. How's it going? Everyone having fun? I think there's still veggie burgers. I'm not kidding. I think there are still veggie burgers. All right. So if you're doing the art games, if you don't mind, just kind of head back in. We got a short little program tonight for our movie. Grease 2, is it? I think we're doing Grease 2. We got a short little program. We got some speeches. We got some awards to announce. We have a little senior picture montage video. Mr. Bevan's going to do a few words, then we'll get going with our movie. All right?
All right, before we get started, we want to have a huge shout out to your steering committee who organized this entire event, got all the food, did it all. So let's hear it for your class officers, David Gillingham, Parthik Gilala, Grace Madden, Sanjay Kadati, Clara Mullen, Edna King-Ajui, Sam Martin, Jake Clancy, and Nick Cito. Thank you to the rest of steering as well. We appreciate you all.
All right, this is an awesome night, and I have some really fun announcements with an award. The Algonquin Regional Teachers Association is recognizing 3 students for not only their academic scholarship and their participation in extracurricular activities, but also their desire and passion to pursue a career in education. It is with great pleasure and pride that the Algonquin Regional Teachers Association offers scholarship awards to Julia Mazzi, Olivia Hurley, and Sonia Mott. The members of the Algonquin Regional Teachers Association wish the 3 of them careers in education that are full of amazing experiences. Congratulations to them. If any of them are here, catch me as the movie starts. I'll kind of be over by the check-in area, so I can give you the envelopes with the information, okay? All right. Next up, Mr. Bevan has some words and a very special award.
Hi everyone. First of all, I do want to thank, I know the steering committee got their thanks, but I also want to thank Ms. Burns and Mr. Staines who have worked tirelessly to make tonight a success. Let's have a round of applause for those guys. Also thanks to Mr. Staines who said we're going to get started with a bunch of speeches because nothing gets kids more excited than saying we're going to listen to a bunch of speeches. Sean, you might have done well. Told them we're going to sign homework. Thank you. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Principals Award. The Principals Award is presented to the student who best exemplifies the spirit of Algonquin student community, a spirit of high expectations, of kindness, and of achievement in all areas of the school life. As principal of Algonquin Regional High School here for my first year, I have many, many things to be proud of. But I'm most proud of this senior class and the resilience you've shown and the good humor you've demonstrated all year. It's been really a pleasure. And it gives me great pleasure to present my first ever Principals Award to your class leader, David Gillingham. Outstanding leadership throughout this year and has worked tirelessly to organize events like this for you. David, come on up. David, I literally don't have your award with me because you're going to get it on senior award night, but I thought I'd give you a hug. That's worth more than any award. Thank you. And now I'd like to hand it back over to Mr.
All right, we have a very special guest up next. He was voted favorite teacher by the senior class for our Family Feud night. And tonight he has a few words of wisdom for the graduates. Please welcome the king of the fog machine, Mr. Silva.
Still not over the Halloween thing, I guess. Good evening, how are we feeling? That was lame. How are we feeling to have graduated from high school? I'd like to begin by expressing my gratitude to have been given the honor of speaking to all of you here this evening. On behalf of all of your teachers, past and present, I'd like to thank you, seniors, for being such an outstanding group of individuals. And I can say confidently how incredibly proud we all are of you. So please give yourselves another round of applause for all of your hard work. When asked to speak tonight, the first thing that popped into my head was that I had absolutely no relevant advice to offer anyone, let alone myself. I may look like an adult, but I'm actually a bearded child in disguise. I suffer from imposter syndrome and frequently wonder who the first real adult will be to catch me masquerading around and ask to see my ID badge, to scold me for allegedly breaking the copier. It's not me. To provide you with a visual of my day-to-day outside of school, I'd like to paint you a picture. Imagine a gorgeous day. Birds are chirping, there's a pleasant breeze in the air, and I've just gotten into the wrong car in the parking lot of Target. You think, yes, he realizes this and will hastily correct this error. But no, I sit in that car, and more than 2 minutes pass before I realize that I didn't buy breath mints, and I do not have colorful beads hanging from my rearview mirror. This is what I'm talking about. I can be a neatly organized mess, and sometimes I accidentally get into strangers' cars. I am also routinely tasked with the care and safety of over 120 students daily. So you see, life can be weird sometimes. I, like you, am flawed. I make mistakes and still have so much to learn myself. I moved to this area about 6 years ago. I was looking for a desirable commute to a job in my field, and my search brought me to the pillared overhang of Trottier Middle School. My time at Trottier taught me a lot. I came in as a sub, and long story short, I said yes to everything that I was offered, in pursuit of as much advice as people were willing to give. I jumped in head first, which is what brought me to Algonquin, and to this present moment. I love what I do, even when it's hard. Before we get to the real root of the matter, I'd like to suggest something to you before providing any of the advice I've mustered up on the topic of life beyond the classroom. I would implore you to find something that you love to do and to trust that the rest will work itself out. This prospect likely seems daunting, if not a bit cliche to some of you. Maybe thinking, I have no idea what I love, or any idea of what I want to do with my future. I entered college having little to no clue about where I was headed. I was interested in pursuing lots of things, and was advised to choose something and stick with it. I was told to be brave and trust the process, so this is what I did. Having people that love and support you, there to offer you their perspective, is paramount. Ultimately, your path is yours, no matter what next year holds for you, but take input and perspective where you can get it. It has been such a joy to watch each of you navigate these tumultuous high school waters, only to find yourselves here, at last, standing at the threshold of something new. A little scary, lots of nerves, major excitement. This brings me to the real heart of my speech. I've had the unique privilege and honor of watching many members of this current graduating class grow alongside me over these last 6 years. Many of you I had both in middle school and again in high school, 2, sometimes 3 times throughout your courses. Many of you I met for the first time when I initially began teaching here. So when you were freshmen, I too felt like an underclassman. Lots of you I've coached in various capacities, watching your talent on the basketball court grow alongside your acumen, both in the classroom and out of it. Here at this moment,
I can only offer you what I have tried to practice in my own daily life. The advice I'm about to provide you with is a medley, made up of all of the most wonderful guidance that I've received from people along the way, boiled down and condensed into 3 tried and true tidbits. The first piece of advice is deceptively straightforward. Be kind, both to yourself and to others. We currently live in a world where it is so easy to be mean, to be exclusionary, to be critical or harsh for the sake of being so. In order to prop oneself up momentarily, you don't have to do those things. I'd like to believe that given the opportunity, people will frequently surprise you for the better. Expecting the best out of people might sometimes leave you in a vulnerable position to be let down or hurt. It's a gamble, but I'd argue that we all deserve that chance, even once. Exude the kind of energy that you wish to attract, and it will find you, some way, somehow. A rising tide lifts all boats, not just yours. The second piece of advice that I have for you is to be your best self as frequently as you can. This can be tiring. Some days we don't want to be our best selves. Some days we just want to lay on the couch and watch another episode of Lost or Breaking Bad, and that can be okay too. I, like so many of us here tonight, have found myself doing things with the intention of impressing my peers. I should work hard for myself, but if I'm being honest, I might also be trying to demonstrate to my tribe that I am capable and fit for the task at hand, that I am dependable and willing. This is natural. We measure ourselves against one another in order to better understand where we fall short. I want to encourage you to try to work hard, even when nobody is watching. This is a true testament to your discipline. You should be cognizant of when you're doing something 50%. If it's worth doing it all, it's worth doing well in the first place. Work hard for that 100% so that when your head hits the pillow that night, you'll know you couldn't have done more. It'll be the best sleep of your life, every time, and it won't matter who was watching. The third and final piece of advice is to be curious for the rest of your time on this planet. Nurture your curiosity. Never allow yourself to become dull, succumbing to drab monotony. The trajectory of your life is in your hands, and the opportunities you'll have to cultivate joy are your responsibility. Try new things. Learn new things. Take different routes home. Read for pleasure. Dress in ways that make you feel good. Appreciate comfortable silence. Say hello to strangers as you pass them. Ask people how their day is going and actually listen. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Acknowledging and affirming your existence in this world is one of the most powerful things there is. Choose to see humanity for its complexity and brilliant hues of color. Avoid stagnancy and keep yourself moving. Contemplate the enormity of time and your place in it, and be sure to leave a definitive mark in your wake. A word of caution as I wrap up. There will be challenges on your path. You will have bad days. In fact, you'll have awful days, where it will be rainy and overcast and getting out of bed will feel impossible. You will come up against things that will make you lose faith and want to give up and crawl into submission. You should know this going in. But you should also understand that equipped with kindness, authenticity, hard work, and curiosity, that there is nothing you cannot overcome. You will never truly learn to appreciate how good things can be unless you've also experienced what it feels like to have them taken away. So learn to appreciate your stumbles and missteps too. And that's it. There's probably more, but most of it will be better discovered on your own. I suppose after all of this, I actually have given you some advice, even after telling you I had nothing substantial to offer really. My disclaimer is that I cannot ensure that any of this will serve you. It has afforded me a blueprint that I've put my trust in, gifted to me from people that I've regarded highly, and so far, it's worked out all right. Maybe it will work out all right for you too. I have one final thing before our time together comes to a close, and this is important. Always remember to laugh. Loudly, brazenly, and frequently. To truly laugh is to get the joke, and to get the joke is to belong to something greater than yourself. To paraphrase the great Sid Caesar, a comedic giant, if you have no tragedy, you have no comedy. Crying and laughing are the same emotion. If you laugh too hard, you cry, and vice versa. After the year we've had and the journey you've undergone, tonight, please remember to laugh, and to cry, and to hold one another in your hearts. Turn and look at the faces of the people around you tonight and embed them in your memories, because for now, we are all here together. I'd like to end on a power clap. For those of you who might be unfamiliar, a power clap is something that I use in my own classroom to generate positive energy, to encourage unity, and to focus and draw attention to a given task. Your given task. This is hard. Can you guys appreciate that I'm turning pages while also holding a microphone? Kind of a big deal.